Hey guys, what's going on? It's Looeelooee here, and welcome back to another VOD review. Today we're going to be looking at a couple matches that Theo Stevens sent me. So, same deal as last time. I'm going to go ahead and watch each game, and then after each game, I'll give my overall thoughts, and then I'll probably make some comments throughout as well. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get started and see what happens. It's a good combination. I also like your ready position is very good. You're gonna be able to cover pretty much any ball with that. Not a bad try. You need a little bit more power on those shots. Alright, so a couple things. I know I'm stopping the video early, but right off the bat, I see a lot of good. So ready position is very good, and you seem to be in control of the rallies early, and your placement is pretty good too. But after your first one or two shots, so your first shot or two are relatively high quality, and then you're getting these very high returns, and these balls that are this high, I mean, they're almost above chest level. You just need to kill them. Even when it's to the back end side, it's so high that you have time to step and play a super powerful forehand on it. And you can still spin it. When it's like chest level, you can choose between spinning it a little bit and smashing, but that high, you can also just smash it. And then I heard your coach say on one of the shots, better placement, like you tried to play cross court, and he was actually right there. I don't remember where it was. Maybe it was this point. Yeah, like these shots, I don't remember where it is, but you just need way more power on them. And then aside from that, yeah, placement, try to keep it unpredictable. Move it around. You can probably find you'll get a lot of points with just blocks going the opposite direction to what your opponent would normally expect. Not bad, good try. Missing like that is exactly how you want to miss. Those are good misses. Yeah, I like that serve return, and then again there. So if that high ball lands, you're setting up, I mean, that ball is above your head, and you're setting up to play a backhand. It's so high, when that comes down, you should be stepping around and getting ready for a forehand on that. Yeah, again, these need to be forehands. But yeah, overall, good opening. You're in control of the point pretty much right from the start. It's like you're pretty much dictating the match right now. Which is always a good sign. Yeah, you're always getting your loop in first and then forcing these weak blocks, high balls. A little bit late on the timing there. It's the only reason that missed. Let it drop a little bit too far. So on the return against this serve, you've done this almost like fade flip down the line into the middle a few times. So he's your opponent's kind of expecting it now. Why not try flipping very deep cross court or really wide out to the forehand, challenge the forehand and see if you can handle it. If you can handle the speed, then keep challenging the forehand over here. But then also, even though it's like a topside serve, you could try pushing that, and if you get the racket angle right, you're going to be able to keep the ball low. And then again there, that ball needs to be hit with the forehand. That I've noticed a few times. You tend to drag the backhand to the middle of the table, especially on the high balls. Just make sure you're playing your forehand on those. Yeah, that's a good combination. Really nice play. Good serve return. Force the high ball. Nice, that's really good. I will say sometimes the serve is coming a little bit high. I know you're getting away with it right now, but the serve is coming a couple inches too high above the net, and you want to try and get that a little bit lower. Nice, good combination again. You're winning most of those points, but again on those high balls to the back end, you can step and just play your forehand.
Next match on table 2, Boss Roberto against Sam Hannah. On table 3, Clarence Austin against
Yeah, so that's not a problem with the rally. Like, I know the rally happened, but that's just a problem with being way too predictable on the serve return. I mean, he's giving you the serve a lot, and you go for the same shot. He's sitting on this ball, and so he's able to play a high-quality shot deep into your backhand. He's just moving you around for the rest of the point. So yeah, try to make sure you're always giving some variation, even if you have something that's working. If you notice your opponent's getting used to it, then you need to change it up, and then you can go back to it a little bit later.
9-9, don't know the big score. The guy that you
on table number 14. On table number 1.
Not bad. You started the point right. It seems like when the ball comes to your backhand consistently, you always go 1-1. You play one cross court, one down the line. One cross court, one down the line. And so, really, it's a little bit too predictable. You can sometimes go 1-1, but if you do that, you want to make sure the angles are really wide. But you can also go 2 backhand, 1 forehand, or keep the ball to the forehand again, or play to the middle. You don't have to go like perfectly corner to corner. You can kind of watch where your opponent's playing, and you just want to hit it where they're going to be the most uncomfortable. You don't need like a set pattern that you go to. And then that last shot, you never want to do that against a lob or a block. Anytime someone lobs or blocks, never block their block. You always want to keep attacking, stay aggressive. Even when it's 9-9, it's close, there's pressure, it's a tournament. You've got to go for your shots. If you miss going for your shot, that's fine. If you miss because you tried to block a block, that's not the way you want to lose. It looks like you lost the first game there. But I think, and you probably think this too, you're the better player. You're in control of pretty much every single point. And whether or not you win those points was entirely up to you. Like every miss was an unforced error, not necessarily your opponent hitting the ball past you. So that's a good sign. Just need to be a little bit more consistent. Let's go ahead and move on to the second game. And I'm assuming since there's 2 matches that this is probably a 3-0 or a 3-1. Let's see what happens. So another thing I've noticed is there's not enough service variation. You've done this kind of short serve to the middle a lot. I haven't seen many long fast serves. I haven't seen you challenge the forehand enough, and not enough spin variation. Try to get some really heavy underspin sometimes, some really heavy top side sometimes. Your serves are not bad, but they could be a lot better as well. Left that ball a little bit too high, but now it seems like your opponent is controlling the point a lot more. You're playing to the back end a lot, and you're getting blocked around because of it. I wouldn't be scared of the forehand. Like there again, that flip is just too predictable, and you're just losing control of the point too early. You need to challenge the forehand. Even if the forehand's going to come at you fast, that doesn't mean you can't handle it. As long as your shot's high quality, like there, you hit it kind of high, half distance to the forehand. But if you initially on the serve return jab the ball to deep here, then the quality is going to go way down, and you're going to have an advantage. Yeah, same serve. So now it's not really achieving much, and you're being forced to rally every point. But not bad. Good execution on your shots. Yeah, same thing. Flip is just too predictable now. I guess that's the game, but try to play some of those balls cross court, some to the middle. That's better power. I wish you would use that power earlier. So some of the points you're doing a good job of being patient, but other points like that one, you could have put that point away way earlier. Like that shot there, if you wait just a little bit, that ball is gonna come out long, but you're almost covering the ball ready to flip it. You can let it bounce a little bit and add way more power. Initial return was good, and then I think it looked like you blocked a block again. I know the ball clipped the net, but again, that ball that he gives you is pretty low quality. It's slow enough that you can step and get a forehand on it, or at least keep your paddle up and play a stronger backhand. You don't have to play so awkward like that.
Oh, you're fine, man.
Good combination. Idea. After you flip to the backhand, it looks like you are aware of where the ball is going, and you're pretty comfortable in that backhand to backhand. So yeah, not bad. Yeah, I wish I was seeing a little bit more variation on the serves, on the serve receives, in the rallies. A little bit too predictable. I like that serve. That's a really good serve. And then you got a free third ball attack in the variation. You're gonna double up on it. Good move. Right idea on the first loop, and then you were really early on the second loop. That ball's coming so high and so slow that you really have two choices. You can step around on that and just rip your forehand, or you just need to keep your paddle up and wait for the ball. Wait for the ball to be on your paddle before you start to accelerate on that second shot. But right idea, I like that combination a lot. Yeah, too predictable on that serve return. I know he got the net there, but he's just sitting on that shot every time, and he's in control of the point when it comes to his backhand because he can go down the line or cross court. Now here you're away from the table. It's gonna be hard to salvage this point. So yeah, something to think about. And yeah, there's nothing wrong with pushing a topspin serve as long as you can keep it low as well. So that's something I'd say try as well. Good serve, good third ball attack there. Strong combination. Nice, that's good. I would say keep sticking with that serve. So you've gotten a free third ball attack every single time you've used that serve. Keep using that serve until he proves he can stop you from attacking. Not bad, not bad. Good combination. Looks like you took the game, but the rally went on a little bit too long. You could have put that point away earlier. Yeah, not bad. That smash is a little bit shallow. You want to make sure on those balls when your opponent's away from the table, you're aiming for not the white line, but close to the white line, deep on the table. That'll put a little bit more pressure on the opponent, and you'll find you win the points a little bit sooner. Okay, so it looks like that was all from that game. I don't know if that was the last game or not. But yeah, I think you're definitely the better player in that match. You're in control most of the time. Just make sure you're not being too predictable, and don't be afraid to swing hard. Some of the shots you were just like tapping for no reason, and then some of the high balls to your backhand you could have easily stepped and played your forehand. But let's go ahead and take a look at the second match. It's 2 videos. Don't know who wins, but let's go ahead and see. Right idea. That's a good miss again. That's how you want to be playing. If you miss like that, no problem. You did stand up a little bit on the forehand, which is why you swung and missed. Make sure you're staying low. Nice. Yeah, good third ball. Your serve is spinnier here. I don't know if it's because you're more warmed up, but you're getting more underspin. It's higher quality. You're getting a third ball because of that. That flip is good. I don't know why you weren't using that the match before. You just proved you can do it against the backhand serve. Yeah, you can bring it cross court to the middle, challenge the forehand. There's nothing wrong with that, unless they start ripping winners. Right idea. I like that serve. Got another free third ball. Just a little bit miss it on the loop. Yeah. On that backhand to backhand rally. Watch it one more time. Yeah, your feet were not moving. Your first shot was not quite high enough quality, which let your opponent play a very deep shot into your backhand, and then you were still standing kind of in the middle, reaching for that ball. So one, make sure your initial shot is a little bit quicker, spinnier, higher quality, and then make sure you're moving. Generally, shallow to the middle is a very, very dangerous place to play your opponent, because this is the spot on the table that gives them the most angles. If you play to the middle, your opponent can play to this corner or to this corner. You're pretty much guessing. The deeper into the corners, and just the deeper in general you get your shots, the more predictable their returns will become. So you're not going to be caught guessing like that. Right idea on the serve return. That's exactly how you want to receive it. Just a little bit of a timing problem. On the flip, and this is kind of a technique problem. I've seen it. Your idea is right, of you can fade, go the opposite corner, or you can go cross court, but you're using a little bit too much arm for that shot. I have a video on my channel, I'll link it right now, on how to play forehand flip. But the way you're playing it is just a little bit too much elbow, too much shoulder movement, almost as if you're just looping close to the table. The flip close to the table should be more wrist, and if you want to loop it, that ball, I don't know if it's always coming long, but at least half of the time, maybe more, that's coming out and only bouncing once. So if you do want to use your full arm, then let that ball bounce, let it come long, and then just play your forehand loop, which is going to be a higher quality shot anyway. And then if you can't do either of those shots, there's again nothing wrong with just pushing that ball very deep to the forehand, challenging your opponent's forehand, and seeing, basically saying, show me what you got. Good serve. It's a very good return. And it gets you into the point. You should be winning those points. You could have just placed that ball to the opposite corner and probably won the point there. But again, those misses in the net are because you're slightly late. Take it a little bit earlier, and be confident. Finish your form on those shots. Nothing to lose. Rushing on the serve return. Make sure you let the ball bounce. See what it's going to do before you decide on your return. Nice serve. Yeah. Make sure on that long return you're ready to loop when it comes to your forehand. Nice. Good combination. Right idea on the forehand. In terms of your overall forehand technique, it's not bad. I would say keep practicing that forehand a lot. Do multi-ball if you can, or just have someone block to you. Like the thing I would recommend is probably a footwork drill where you loop to your opponent's backhand, 2 forehands here, 2 forehands here, and you just get used to being able to loop that ball consistently. I'm like 20, 30 in a row every rally with way more power, and you'll notice your level will increase a lot just from having a more powerful forehand, because right now you're playing the shots, but your opponent can handle your shots, so these rallies are longer than they need to be. If you can confidently play your forehand with more power and keep your consistency that you have now, you're gonna see your level increase.
Under 1300, Jay Christopher Munch, table number 21.
Yeah, like this rally, you win the point there, and most of these points you're in control after your first loop. You have a good serve and a pretty good serve return that puts you in control, but then these rallies are just lasting a little bit too long. Your opponents are handling your shots to the point where they can turn what should be an easy point for you into a 50-50, and then they salvage these points. Again, on the serve return, you're rushing. You need to let that ball bounce and see what it's going to do. Not bad. Pushes a little bit high, but even though that's a topside serve, that's a viable return that you can do as long as you keep it low.
Nothing to lose. I agree. Nothing to lose when you do that. Yeah, I did.
Well, also, like, low-level players are actually pushing a lot.
Not bad. You backed up a little bit too much
They're
once you
doing
started
outputs.
blocking.
You're right. They play
As you're
outputs.
watching,
The ball is just tired and shooting and
just lost control of the point. But again, nothing wrong with challenging your opponent, letting them loop,
All kinds of weird stuff, yeah.
assuming you think you can handle their power,
Absolutely,
assuming
I agree.
you can handle what they give you. Good return there. Oh. And now we're moving on to the last video.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely, I agree. I agree.
Way too much arm on the serve return there. Again, so overall you're playing good. In control of the match, but just not quite enough variation. Especially on the serve. Why not do the forehand pendulum serve short to the forehand, or even do it long to the forehand, or do one trying to jam them in the middle in the crossover point. But the placement seems to be pretty much the same every point. You are getting a good third ball from it right now, though. I like that return a lot. It's a good return. When you push a topspin serve, you end up putting more underspin on it. So the first loop against, if you push a topspin serve and they loop, that first loop is always going to be a slower, spinnier loop as opposed to a kill shot. So you're always going to be in that rally. You're always going to have a chance to block or counter loop, which is why I like that return a lot. I like that flip too. Again, the form is not perfect. Too much arm. It's a good start. Yeah. A little too passive. Good counter loop. But you had a couple of opportunities before the game, or before your counter loop, you had a couple opportunities to loop first. And a better player, once you take that long push and push it back, is just going to kill that ball. Yeah, he seems to have a really hard time with your forehand pendulum serve to the back, and he's popping it up a lot, giving you a free third ball. So actually sticking with it is working out for you. Not a bad idea. If you did get used to it, then of course you'd want to add some variation. Yeah, you can see that ball needs to be looped still. It's long to your forehand, but his returns are becoming a little bit higher quality. Nice, good spin. It's a good combination. Spinning deep onto the table, it's a really, really good way to generate points, force errors, but make your opponents think they're making unforced errors. Nice combination, good switch down the line. He was completely fooled on that shot. That ball's gotta be looped. Again, you're getting away with that because this is lower level play, but that long ball to your forehand gotta be killed. And these shots, all of them, you should be hitting pretty hard. Again, you never want to take a lob or a block and block it back. Higher level players are going to punish you for that. They're going to step in and really be aggressive on that ball. Yeah, it's never a bad idea, even against players that you can beat without really playing the way you would against higher level players. You still want to force yourself to play the same way, just so you get in the habit of always looping balls that you should be looping, always staying aggressive, staying in control of the point. It would have been a good serve. Nobody's saying it's a net or something, but that was a very good serve. A little bit unlucky. You sit on the serve. Good return. Yeah, and see what I mean there? There's no reason that when he's that far away from the table and you're that much in control of the point, that this shot should be getting counter looped like that. You just gotta work on getting that forehand higher quality, and also being a little bit less predictable still. You could have played that to the middle or the backhand and won the point right away. Good idea. You knew the loop was coming to your backhand, but you just rushed into the block a little bit. Make sure you're letting that ball bounce. Take your time, especially if the loop is shallow. Yeah, overall good match. I can tell you're better than the players that you're going up against right now, so you're winning a lot of easy points, almost like free points. They make quite a few unforced errors. But overall, especially if you want to elevate your game, because I think you could very easily get to 2,000, maybe higher with your shots. You just need to find a part of your game that's killer and make it that much better. So I don't know whether you prefer your forehand or your backhand, but let's say you prefer your forehand. You need to make that shot killer, like to the point where most players can't even get their paddle on it, and just keep training that until it's at a point where you feel like it's untouchable. Because right now you have a lot of shots, but there's nothing that's really special about your game, and everyone's at that point at some time in their career. But to elevate your game, that's definitely what you need. Just keep training, keep working on your shots and your footwork, and making everything just higher quality, and good things will start to happen. And then aside from that, I'd just like to see, I know it was working against these players because they were lower level, but against higher level players, you just need more variation in the serve, more quality on the serve, more variation on the serve return, more variation in the rallies, just overall better shot selection, better placement selection, and then also make sure you're always pulling the trigger on these long balls to your forehand, going for the loops when you can, and just always thinking about what you want to do, what your opponent's bad at, how are you going to exploit that, how are you going to make them uncomfortable. But overall, yeah, your game is pretty good. If you guys enjoyed the video, then make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel to help me out. But that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, adios.